Welcome back to the channel. Today we're teaming up with RestoreQR to watch them bring a rust-covered Yamaha back from the dead. When you first see this bike, it's hard to believe it even runs, or ever did. Rust has claimed nearly every surface, dirt is caked everywhere, and the whole structure looks like it's been sitting in a swamp. This isn't a quick fix, it's a full rebuild from the ground up. Every single part gets examined closely to figure out what can be saved, what needs replacing, and what might need to be built fresh. Because everything's so corroded and delicate, the whole bike has to be taken apart by hand with basic tools to avoid snapping brittle bolts. While that's happening, the wheels get their first round of rust removal. Both front and back wheels, tyres, brake parts and all go through an intense cleaning routine. The brake discs and hubs get extra focus, since any leftover rust there could mess with stopping power. The fuel tank's next on the list, and it clearly needs some serious attention. Even though the surface looks absolutely trashed with rust and peeling paint everywhere, the actual metal underneath is surprisingly solid. After the first wash, the fuel cap comes off with a hex wrench, opening up access to the inside. A rubber hose gets fed into the opening, and the interior gets flushed repeatedly with soapy water to wash out all the rust particles. Then, armed with a metal scraper, the technician chips away at old paint flakes and rust bubbles covering the outside. This not only preps the metal for filler, but also reveals any dents or rough spots that need fixing. Next comes automotive filler, spread carefully in thin coats over every rough patch, especially around dents and deep scratches. A flexible spreader helps smooth it out and fill in all the imperfections, bringing the tank back to its original shape. After it hardens completely, the whole thing gets hand sanded with progressively finer sandpaper until it's smooth. The fairing pieces, front cowls, side panels and fenders, get hosed down first to wash away any loose grime. When the engine block first came off the frame, it looked pretty rough. Rust, grime, old wiring and oil sludge had turned it into a mess. The first thing that needs to happen is a thorough cleaning, starting with a high-pressure rinse using water mixed with detergent. A technician attacks the engine case and nearby components with a stiff brush, digging into the crusty buildup around the cylinder head, crankcase and transmission. Once the Yamaha logo starts showing through on the case, it's clear this engine came from Japan. Tangled all around it are old wiring harnesses, cracked connectors and corroded sensors. All of that gets carefully pulled off and tossed, leaving the engine ready to be taken apart. The bolts holding the right crankcase cover come off one by one, exposing the clutch system underneath. An impact driver makes quick work of the center nut, and the pressure plate comes off to reveal the clutch plates inside, both friction and steel. With the clutch and gears out of the way, the focus shifts to the starter motor and timing system. The timing chain and sprockets in this engine were coated in rust, with crud jammed into every link and tooth. Even a little bit of corrosion here can throw off the timing and cause serious damage when the engine's running. As more parts come off using an impact wrench, the buildup becomes obvious. Components that handle fluid flow and temperature control are covered in baked-on oil and mineral deposits. Meanwhile, all the aluminum and alloy pieces get dunked in soapy water and scrubbed down. These parts tend to collect oil sludge and rust in tight corners, and leaving that stuff in there can block oil flow or mess with cooling. cleaning gets repeated several times to strip away carbon, oxidation, and old gasket material. Every part gets blasted with pressurized water and dried right away to keep new rust from forming. This isn't just about making things look nice, it's about making sure every surface is clean enough to seal properly with fresh gaskets and let moving parts work smoothly without grinding against old contamination. What really becomes obvious at this point is how tightly everything in the engine works together. A motorcycle engine doesn't run on separate parts doing their own thing. It runs on a whole web of mechanical connections that have to work together flawlessly. Take the starter gear for example, it locks straight onto the crankshaft and needs to sit within incredibly tight tolerances. Off by just a hair and you're looking at ground down teeth, harsh engagement, or an engine that won't even turn over. The timing chain's no different. It has to stay taut and line up tooth for tooth to keep the camshaft in sync. Just as important are the oil passages winding through the crankcase and cylinder head. These tight corridors push lubricant under pressure to spots where friction runs hot. One speck of gunk or metal shavings missed during cleanup can turn into a grinding contaminant. Putting it all back together is the payoff, after endless hours spent scrubbing, checking, and bringing every piece back to life. Before sealing the cases, the vital internal parts go back in, one by one. Everything has to lock into position just right. Moving on, years of moisture, filth and oxidation left the frame looking rough and weakened underneath. First up is a full degreasing with soapy water and stiff brushes. Every layer of mud, rust, chips and old oil caked into tight spots has to go. Special focus goes to welted areas, the swing arm pivot, motor mounts and the underside of the seat pan. Heavily rusted sections get hit with steel brushes or wire wheels to scrape away corroded metal and reveal clean surface underneath. After that comes rust treatment with phosphoric acid solutions. When it's time to paint, threads, bearing surfaces, and any spots that need direct metal contact get masked off. With every part cleaned, fixed, repainted and revived, the careful work of putting the bike back together starts. Each piece goes on deliberately, beginning with the bones of the bike and working outward to the finishing touches. The front fender gets lined up and bolted to the fork, making sure it's centered over the wheel and won't rub during suspension movement. Handlebars mounted, the technician then fits the front fairing, tweaking its angle so it doesn't strain the brackets. The top section, complete with windscreen and built-in lights, goes on after that. Then come the side panels, bringing back those glossy blue sections that were refinished to look brand new. The focus moves to the bike's rear section, where the technician fits the tail fairing and inner fender back into place. Each fastener goes in carefully, tight enough to hold, but not so much that threads get damaged or panels crack. One wrong move here could ruin all the work that went into bringing these parts back to life. Now it's time for the graphics. A Yamaha logo gets positioned with exact alignment, mirroring the original placement down to the millimeter. These decals aren't just decoration, they're a statement of legitimacy and a nod to the machine's lineage. This Yamaha used to be a rusted out wreck, barely recognizable under layers of corrosion and neglect. Now it's a head-turner. Every part from the rebuilt engine internals to the sleek bodywork plays a role in this comeback. The vibrant sky blue paint pops against the matte black frame and trim, creating a bold, aggressive stance. Graphics are laser straight, and the glossy coat mirrors the world around it. No matter where you look, the bike screams symmetry, attention to detail, and raw renewal. Under the skin, the mechanical rebuild guarantees the bike actually works as good as it looks. The engine runs cleaner and delivers power more smoothly thanks to the thorough teardown and rebuild. Brakes bite properly again, tyres grip like they should, and the suspension moves freely without the drag of old gunk slowing it down. What really matters here isn't just how shiny it looks, it's the discipline behind every step, the attention paid to torque specs, the careful inspection of wear patterns, the respect shown to how each piece interacts with the next. This kind of thoroughness doesn't just restore a bike, it honors the people who designed it in the first place, and gives the machine a legitimate second chance. This was a bike most people would have hauled to the scrapyard without a second thought. The work proves that real restoration isn't about slapping on new paint and calling it done. It's about bringing back what made the thing special to begin with, its character, its capability, its reason for existing. It's about saving something worth saving. Now the bike stands as proof that meticulous work pays off, and that some things are worth the effort to do properly. What sets the RestoreQR project apart isn't just the obsessive level of detail, it's the intention driving it. This Yamaha isn't just another ride. It's always been a reflection of Yamaha's dedication to delivering excitement across the board. The design strikes a balance, accessible enough for newcomers, sharp enough to keep seasoned riders interested. Through RestoreQR's painstaking efforts, the bike returns as a living example of Yamaha's racing DNA.